Hey everyone, welcome back. Our next guest is an award-winning screenwriter known for his diverse storytelling style. He's written many genres of screenplays, including action-adventure, romantic adventure, sci-fi family comedy, drama, and historical drama. He's currently working on a screenplay titled Light from the Shadows, a story adapted from the book Tears of Hope, and he's here to join us to tell us more about these current choice of screenplays he's writing. Please welcome Eric P. Granger. Hi.
Hi, Rhina. Thank you. Thanks for the invitation to be here today.
Yeah, well, thanks for being here. And I already introduced that you are a man of many hats or many flavors, right? Because wow, that's a lot of genres, and you've been writing for a very long time.
Yeah, almost 20 years now.
That's a very long time. And no, but not just, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it from the age perspective. I mean it from the craftsmanship perspective of someone who's been able to sustain themselves just working on their craft, and not only just working on their craft, diving into different like respective areas that may not necessarily coincide.
Yes, they're all over the place. They're all over the map. So
you're like an artist in writing form.
There you go. I like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. The keyboard is my brush.
I like that. And so all of this to question, I guess, how is it that you choose the genre and the topics?
Wow. Sometimes it's just something that comes to me, and I try to choose stories that I feel have not been told before. So I try to, when an idea comes to me, maybe I'll throw a couple angles around and say, no, that's like this movie, or that one's like this movie. And I always want to try to do something that I feel anyway has not been approached before. So it could be an idea, it could be a suggestion, it could be something I overheard, it could be something I saw in the news. That just there's the initial spark. And then the fun comes when you sit to the keyboard and just go, all right, let's make a nice story about this.
But how does one succeed on the level that you have of, not well, here's the thing though, you've already tapped into all different types of genres. I see awards over there behind you. You've got many of accolades, and it's not an easy thing to really continue doing, especially in the world of film.
Yeah, it's a funny it's a funny road to hoe. It really is. When I first began, I wanted to test myself, so I would enter screenplay contests and put my work up against the hundreds and sometimes thousands of other people who entered the contests. And to me, that was a way of saying, okay, you are good enough or you aren't good enough. There's a lot of people who like to try to write, and the best way is to bare your soul and let other people judge you. And so that's how I started, is letting other people judge me. And because of that, I got to meet some interesting people. I would go to lots of film festivals. And again, as I first started, I was shy and I was the guy sitting in the corner, didn't know what the heck was going on. Now I'm way too brazen for that. I just walk up to anybody. I don't care who they are. I'll go, hey, I'm Eric, and then we'll just start talking. So it's putting yourself out there, letting the world judge you was the first couple of steps. And then eventually some of that starts trickling back to you.
As it has for you, so I mean, I didn't mention that you also write music, and you also have a book, and then now there's this film that screenplay I should say, that is in development, that is an adaptation of a book, and you also have something else that that's already in the works that has to deal with human trafficking. So what has drawn you to this particular topic?
This particular one from Amy's book, Tears of Hope, is we met by accident at a Las Vegas film festival, and I asked her what she did, and she told me she wrote a book, and I said, oh, and she gave me the 15-second elevator speech on the book, and I said, well, why don't you send it to me? I'd love to read it. And so she actually physically gave me one before the festival was over, and I read it on the plane back home, coming back east. And it just hit me. It's an amazing story. It's an amazing attitude. and I actually read it twice and then downloaded the Kindle and listened to it a third time. And then I got a hold of Amy and I said, look, I think this is worth it, the story worth sharing with the rest of the world. So I asked her, and we set up a deal that I would do the adaptation. Yeah.
Nice. And so where are you now in the process?
Oh, I've done the rough draft, and most of the first draft is complete now. And like all artists, you're never satisfied with your own work. I'm my worst critic. So I would back up and start over and say, no, it needs to more come from this angle. And so we're in a good place. We're going to be finishing up the script very shortly here. And Amy and I are working together to try to put together a team from that.
Okay, and so now let's talk about, I've always wondered, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you feel free to answer any way you like. Why
Okay.
is it that adaptations are always, they always end up with a different title from the original book? Like the original book is called Tears of Hope, and
Yep.
you named the screenplay Light from the Shadows. So
I felt after, again, reading it for the third time, in a sense, that the title Light from the Shadows was more uplifting and hopeful. And I thought it would appeal to people from a film point of view a little bit different than how she had the original book. But and I collaborated with her on that. I said, look, I'd like to change it to this. And she loved it. She went right along with it with no problems there. But I thought it had more appeal from a film point of view.
And so after having read it and listened to it,
Yeah.
and choosing to write it and go this far, what do you think was so important within the messaging that you're compelled to have to bring it into this form?
I think it's the hope that's in this story, especially this last 18 months that we've all been going through. The real message to me in the story is no matter how hard you get beat down, Amy could always find something good, no matter how bad it was. She could find the good in people, and she can find the good in the situation. And even once this is complete and you get a chance to just see the whole story, I don't know how I could have survived what she has gone through. And for her to come out with such a positive message, and her goal in life now is to better humanity, even though humanity beat the crap out of her. That's, to me, is an amazing story.
Yeah,
It's about forgiveness and hope, and boy, we could all use a little bit of that right now.
right. It's almost like finding the actual blessing within the adverse experience.
It's exactly what it is. However you want to say it, silver lining, pig's ear, Sal. I don't care how you want to say it, but it is, and it's a true story. That's what's phenomenal. The more I dug into it, and what she endured, and then to meet her today, she's like happy, joy, make the most of life, and be thankful for what you have. And it's like, wow, I could use a little bit of that. I think it touched me in that way, because we've all had adversity. We all deal with stuff in life.
Right.
But not all of us come out on the other end
right
in a favorable way. And
right.
I think it turned my life a bit to see, wow, if she can go through that and be like she is, then I can be a little bit better. I think I can be a little bit better than I have been.
That's wonderful. And I'm sure you're transferring that energy into the screenplay. And we do thank you for bringing it to our viewers and sharing it with us.
I can't wait to share it with the world, the whole story. Yeah.
So before we go, how long do you see you from being there, from it actually being released?
That's one of the silliest questions, not silliest questions. It has the silliest, it has the silliest answer. Hollywood it's its own critter.
I know.
And sometimes things take 10 years from completion to and sometimes they can jam them through in 12 months. And we're the latter. We hope so. It depends on the crew and the people and the investors and that sort of thing. That more determines the timetable, I think, than if it were up to Amy and me, we'd begin shooting tomorrow. But
I get it. I get it. I get it. I asked that. And you know what? You answered it in a way that you just declared it and you put it out into the universe. So
yeah.
good luck on that journey, because trust me, we know. We know.
Yeah, if any of your viewers got a couple of 10 or $15 million laying around, we'll be glad to help them out there.
There you go. Spoken like a true writer.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right. Well, once again, thanks for bringing it to our viewers, Eric P. Granger. And you guys, if you're interested in learning more information about the screenplay, Light from the Shadows, be sure to visit empoweringhumanitytv.com.
Yes.
All right. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we're going to share an exhibition reflecting seniors during the pandemic. Don't go anywhere.